till all the ransom church of God be saved to sin no more. Be saved to sin no more. Be saved to sin no more. Till all the ransom church of God be saved to sin no more.
Mount Massive Asylum, that tall, looming building every Outlast fan recognizes and fears. You're probably already picturing it. The blood, the bodies, the madness. But I urge you not to be in a rush. We will get to all of that later in this video. But I want to take it slow. You see, Outlast is a game that's meant to be taken slow. Analyzing your surroundings, getting immersed into the atmosphere of the asylum. And that's what I'm here to do. We'll be exploring Outlast bit by bit so you can truly experience what it's like here. Not just the story of Miles like so many others have done, but a story of the asylum, the horror that made him and so many others lose everything. So, grab a snack and get comfortable, because this one is gonna be good. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell. You don't want to miss my next videos. Arriving at Mount Massive, you get hit with the feeling of unease. There's no guard at the gatehouse. There's abandoned military trucks outside. And it's way too quiet, like the calm before the storm. Once you get inside, this feeling is justified even more. The game wants you to know that everything has gone to shit. And it does it amazingly. I mean, I have to give props to Red Barrel. I've always loved Asylum type of horror, and they managed to hit that sweet spot. Throughout the Asylum, chaos is everywhere. Corpses strewn about, body parts everywhere. No matter what area of the game you're in, you're not safe. Whether you're in the sewers or in the dorms. Every area of this game has its own story, and you're just a small part of it. And you can't forget the sound design. The distant scream, the chains of Chris Walker while he's chasing you, the sound of the scissors when Traeger's on your ass. All the sound design in this game is just peak, to be honest. Like, it makes you feel like you're really in this asylum. If you think you're safe for a second, the game lets you know how wrong you are. You're always on the run from someone, always being hunted. And while the environment itself is horrifying, the thing that ties it all together is the characters of Mount Massive. And I don't just mean the figures like Chris Walker or Eddie Gluskin. I mean all of it. The random crazies mixed in with the presence of a few main predators makes this game what we know today. You can meet a variety of interesting people. I mean, you got a guy who loves to bang his head on the wall. And look, I tried to do the right thing. Like, I tried to stop him, tell him like that's not a productive way to live, but he just really wanted to bang his head on the wall. What can I say? A creepy dude that just follows you around, but I mean, he's a chill dude, so I guess he's cool. And other, let's just call them intimate encounters. But of course, the main threats make the game what it is. Chris Walker, this big fat motherfucker who won't hesitate to rip your head off. And for some reason, he loves to call you Little Pig. That's like a thing for him. You have Father Martin, who thinks you were sent here to be a witness from God. And don't even get me started on the twins, cause like, why they just got they danglings out? Like, where your clothes at? As well as a few others we know and love. Okay, maybe not love, but that we know of. They're all sadistic in their own right. The experiments shaping them all to be monsters in their own way. The way these characters interact with the environment, with each other, and with you creates a constant sense of dread. With these individuals, you have no choice but to run or hide. And that's the thing about Outlast. It doesn't give you a chance to box back. You're given no weapon, you just get a camera and your notes. You're here purely just to document the horror. And now more than anything, to just survive. You never know who will appear next or what their intentions are. With some characters you just know they're on timing, like Chris or Traeger, but with others you never know what they have planned. They want to kill you one minute and then they're friendly the next, keeping you in a constant state of paranoia. But all these people, Chris Walker, Eddie Gluskin, Traeger, Father Martin, they all feel like mini bosses kind of, but they're all just victims in the end to something almost godlike. The Wall Rider. This is a name we hear throughout the entire game, from documents to inmates.
Get us out of here. These bars won't stop the walrus. It'll come for us one by one. We're all please. Oh, God.
You even get a close encounter with it in both the main game and the DLC. But you don't truly understand what you've seen until you get to the basement. Now, the Walrider was born from Murkoff's obsession with control and godhood. Under Dr. Wernicke, scientists began experimenting with nanotechnology, microscopic machines that could heal the body, enhance strength, shit, maybe even cheat death. But they didn't want to cure the human condition. They just wanted to play God. And in doing that, they created something far worse than they could ever imagine. The Walrider is what happens when you mix science and greed. A swarm of living nanites bound to human consciousness. It's usually invisible to you. Maybe you get to see a shadow of it, but if you switch to your camera's night vision, you see this ghostly silhouette moving through the dark. It's too fast to track, and it's way too powerful to stop. I mean, it can tear you apart in seconds. The whole game, you think Chris Walker is the main threat. But how wrong we were. The Walrider takes care of him like he's nothing at all. So if he can get done like that, you just know anybody can. No one is off limits. But the thing about the Walrider is that it can't exist without a host. It needs to possess something living. That's where Billy comes in. Now, I feel bad for Billy because he had like a One Piece backstory. His mom sold him to Murkoff to do experiments on him even though he wasn't sick. They used the morphogenic engine, a machine designed to push people into lucid dreaming. In that state, the human mind could interact with the nanites, bending reality through thought alone. But instead of creating evolution for humankind, Murkoff created a nightmare, to put it simply. Billy became the perfect host, twisting his mind into something inhuman. When you finally reach Billy, he's stuck to a machine. It doesn't become a boss fight, it's almost a mercy killing. You shut the machine down, and for just a little second, you think it's over. But Outlast doesn't give you that kind of closure, no. The Walrider doesn't die. It needs someone new. And that's when Miles becomes the next host. The Walrider did him crazy, I'm not gonna lie. Like, Miles, he gets bullied throughout the whole game. But this was just another level of disrespect. Like, he was getting thrown around the room and shit. Like, he ain't stand no chance, I'm not gonna lie. Miles came here hoping to expose the truth. But he ended up shot to death, freeing the Walrider to commit more atrocities, and leaving Murkoff to cover it up. And this asylum wasn't the only place that they've done experiment. That's the true horror of Mount Massive. You can't kill what was never truly alive. You can only hope that you get lucky enough to escape alive. Mount Massive isn't just a building. It's a feeding ground for evil. It doesn't just scare you. It sticks with you long after the credits roll. The combination of the environment, the minor crazies, and the major predators creates a perfect storm of fear. You never get to relax. You never feel safe. You're constantly on edge, constantly looking around, anticipating what's next. And that's exactly how it should feel. Years later, it still works every time I replay this game. It just gets better and better. Mount Massive Asylum isn't just a game location. It's a lesson in horror. A lesson in tension, atmosphere, and the perfect combination of chaos. Human insanity. Outlast is not just a game. It's a masterclass in fear, in this place, this asylum. That's the reason why.